Hey, what's up? It's Anthony Molly Love. Welcome to another episode of Traveling Wild Black. Today, we are on the outskirts of Cougar Mountain Park to kick off the first hiking series of the year.
Yes, for this first hiking series, we're giving you 3 options that are actually recommended to us by the King County DNRP's TikTok page. And I will say for this first hike, recommendation might be a little bit of a stretch, but...
To see what we mean, take a look at this episode and definitely the next 2 episodes. And as always, let us know what you think. Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony.
And I'm Marley. Welcome to Traveling Wild Black.
It's that time of year here in the Pacific Northwest when daylight starts to last a little bit longer. For us, that means it's time for another hiking series.
To start the first series of hiking episodes for this year, we have 3 different options, all recommended from the King County DNRP TikTok page.
Yep, we said first series of the year. Since it was technically still winter for a couple more weeks, these first round of hikes were recommended as great winter hikes. But when the weather gets warmer, we will be back outside to do another hiking series. Because it's no secret that the Pacific Northwest has no shortage of dope hiking options.
While it's nice that winter hiking is an option here in the Pacific Northwest, it is important to remember that you are still hiking in the winter, so you must prepare accordingly. This was an important fact that we were reminded of when filming this episode.
Yep, we didn't see the weather report for that day, so we were caught off guard when it started snowing, and realizing that we didn't layer up enough.
And gloves would be necessary.
We had to leave and come back to attempt the hike on another day.
For the first hike recommendation, we chose to check out a trail around Cougar Mountain Regional Wildland Park, a park technically located in Renton, but near Bellevue and Issaquah.
Pretty dope history fact. This area is actually believed to be part of the route used by the Duwamish tribe and others to go between Cold Creek and May Creek.
We actually hiked close to this area at a park located more south back in episode 120, when we hiked a trail at Squak Mountain State Park.
Cougar Mountain is a lot like Squak Mountain, in that it is also known for its many hiking and equestrian trails.
The trail we chose was Cougar Mountain Indian Trail. For full transparency, King County DNRP actually recommended Cougar Mountain, Squak Mountain connector to Wilderness Peak Trail, but we heard that it was a steep trail of moderate difficulty that takes about 2.5 hours to complete.
So we thought Cougar Mountain Indian Trail being an easy 1-hour hike would be a perfect hike to start off with. You know, start off slow at first, then by the end of the year, work our way up to more veteran difficulty level trails.
Yeah, that's a good long-term goal. Ready to kick off the series, we grabbed our hiking gear and headed to check out the Cougar Mountain Indian Trail.
Drive grade. The drive to the trail from where we were at in Seattle was around 30 minutes. The route took us east on 90, then south on 405, before jumping on more residential-like streets.
The drive of the day, or days we went, were all, for the most part, pretty smooth flowing. Even when we did run into a little bit of traffic, we were able to slide through it pretty quickly.
That's pretty good, especially considering that on one of those days, it was raining. While the route didn't feature any views, the experience does have a positive in that the parking by the trailhead was free.
But it was a bit confusing. See, the trailhead is within a residential cul-de-sac, and even though the online trail information says that the county owns 2 vacant lots to ensure access, it was hard to tell where those lots start.
So we had to make extra sure to park where we thought it was best, especially when there was signage threatening to tow by parking outside of those designated spots.
Obviously, you don't need a pass to park at this trailhead, and that's true for other trailheads at Cougar Mountain Park, which is also a plus.
To be honest, the drive overall was pretty average, but the free parking options and the 30-minute drive all made up for the lack of views. So for this experience, we'll give a 4 out of 5 for drive grade.
Level of fun. After figuring out the parking, we were ready to tackle our first hike of the year. Cougar Mountain Indian Trail is a somewhat easy out and back trail that's about 3 miles in length.
Like most trails in Cougar Mountain Park, this particular trail accommodates hikers and equestrians. But beware that it does connect to some trails that are only for hikers.
Some of the connecting trails feature some pretty cool payoffs. We heard that the best is Far Country Falls.
Since the size of the falls fluctuates greatly depending on the rainfall, from late winter until early spring is actually one of the best times to visit the falls.
According to the online information we found out about this trail, it supposedly takes most people about an hour and 6 minutes to complete, so that was our target to beat.
Less the time it took to record, of course. Although it's been a while since we've been hiking, knowing that the trail was deemed easy, we were pretty confident that we could beat that.
Yes, so confident that we decided that we didn't need our walking sticks. Even though it was a rocky dirt trail, that decision didn't hurt us.
Look, even though we were taking it easy for the first hike, don't get it twisted. Over the years, we have done our share of hikes, enough to pick up some outdoor skills from that, and of course, some other sources, like Moss Groves facing north, or stay on the path, and something about limestone or other rocks filtering water for drinking if you're facing dehydration. Need to double check that one.
Walking the trail was like walking through a typical Pacific Northwest forest. Tall trees covered in moss, small streams of water crossing over the path.
While this hike didn't offer a lot of views of anything really spectacular, the living and fallen trees along the path did make for some really picturesque scenery.
Yes, I was loving the many opportunities to snap some beautiful pictures on top of the easy hike. Why can't they all be like this?
During our walk, we didn't see any wildlife, but we did learn that the park is home to quite a few.
Wait, including cougars?
Yep.
Phew, luckily we didn't see any of those on the day of our hike, but did we hear one? No.
After a while, we finally came up on the Restored Meadow Project, which meant that we had officially completed the trail.
Yes, even though it was easy, we still celebrated, because yes, it's good to celebrate all wins no matter how big and small.
In regard to how long it took us, look, beautiful people, we can't lie. We weren't consistent in accounting for the stops for filming, and at one point, we even forgot to stop the watch at all.
Yeah, so basically we don't know how long it took us, but we can say we saw people on the trail that started around the time we did, and it wasn't long before they passed us on the way back.
Other important notes about the trail is that it is not ADA accessible. Dogs are allowed on this trail as well as off-leash in certain areas. Cell signal is shoddy. And finally, there is no restrooms nearby. So go before.
All in all, we enjoyed the hike, and we definitely enjoyed finishing it. But thinking on what to grade Cougar Mountain Indian Trail, we considered the picturesque scenery provided along the path, but also the lack of any spectacular, breathtaking views.
Yep, at the end, the meadow restoration project was nice, but I can think of a lot better options for a payoff. I suppose that's why most people use this trail to connect to far country falls.
Still, the low difficulty of the trail makes it for a great option for people just getting into hiking. So based on that and our experience hiking, we give Cougar Mountain Indian Trail a 4 out of 5 for level of fun. Comfortability for Black people. Obviously, hiking involves getting outside and into nature. And if you're familiar with our show, then you are familiar with our saying, nature loves Black people.
So that means as long as we don't encounter a bad experience within a nearby town or obviously on the trail, the grades for these hiking experiences are more than likely going to be pretty high.
We love this because we really want to encourage the continuing of more of our people getting into the outdoors because it's important. Did you know studies show that walking for 90 minutes in a natural area as opposed to a high traffic urban setting can directly improve mental health?
So, if you're looking for more encouragement and more information, there are a host of other dope Black creators that are great resources for getting outdoors, like Black People Outside. Not only do they create dope content, but they actually lead guided hikes.
Another great outdoor creator is Outdoorsy Diva, whose travel content and blog is geared for women who love outdoor adventure, unique travel experiences, and the great outdoors.
A final great resource for Black outdoors is Outdoor Afro, a not-for-profit that celebrates and inspires Black connections and leadership in nature. Again, these are all great options worth checking out.
In regard to our experience on the Cougar Mountain Indian Trail, of course we love the nature, but also the other people we encountered on the trail were really friendly. Everyone actually spoke.
Yes, friendly greetings combined with the peaceful nature, and look, I mean peaceful nature. All definitely made for a refreshing, comfortable experience. One that would usually warrant a 5 out of 5.
And so, for Cougar Mountain Indian Trail, we give a 5 out of 5 for comfortability for Black people.
We hope you found this episode to be helpful and entertaining. Be sure to check out our previous episodes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.